And welcome to Studio 5. We've got a fun-filled comedy starring Jennifer Garner, a gripping drama starring Sir Anthony Hopkins, and the Diary of a Disney Princess. We have a star-packed Studio 5 this week, so let's get right to the countdown of the top 5 headlines in the world of uplifting entertainment. Here are your first two. At number 5.
This is Jeopardy!
The answer, she's this week's Jeopardy guest host. The question, who is Katie Couric?
The journalist takes her turn filling in as host of the game show this week and raises money for a fitting cause.
It's a real honor to help out as all of us recover from the loss of the truly irreplaceable Alex Trebek. I'm really excited to announce that Jeopardy will be matching the winnings from each show I guest host and donating that amount to the Pancreatic Cancer Dream Team from Stand Up to Cancer. So thank you, Jeopardy!
At number 4.
I don't need her or anyone else. I can manage very well on my own.
Everything all right?
Who are you?
Anthony, it's me, Paul.
Who?
I live here.
What is this nonsense?
High praise and awards buzz for Sir Anthony Hopkins and his role in the new film, The Father, playing an aging man losing his mental ability to care for himself.
Sir Anthony Hopkins, just amazing. What was it like to cast him and to direct him?
I wrote the script for him and with him in mind because
Wow.
I had this conviction that he would be the greatest in it.
And the countdown continues throughout the rest of the show. Moms, dads, and children of all ages, we have a fun film for you and for me. We all get tired of hearing and saying no. Actress Jennifer Garner hopes to inspire us all to say yes. She's the producer and star of the new film, Yes Day. We chatted with Jen, her co-stars, and the film's director to bring you this Studio 5 first look.
If there's one thing I've learned from being a mom, it's that parents and kids always disagree on one thing.
No!
Rules.
But saying no 50 times an hour?
No.
Absolutely not!
Nope on a rope.
It's part of the job.
But all of that is about to change.
Jennifer, I understand you've been actually living Yes Days for a few years. What started it?
I'll show you what started it. This book by Amy Krauss Rosenthal was on my kids' shelves, and I read it to them, and they dreamed it's no, and finally, yes!
Have you heard about Yes Day? It's this new thing where parents say yes to everything their kids ask for 24 hours.
Radical! How am I just hearing about this?
I started doing that about 9 years ago, and the next thing you know, now it's a movie, and everyone can try it.
Well, Yes Days are like fun, and mom and dad are like fun killers.
We are plenty fun.
What's been the most outrageous ask for yes in your time of doing it?
The asks I find are really more simple than you might think. When my kids were little, they would want to sit in the front seat of the car and play with the knobs of the radio because they were always stuck in a car seat. We wouldn't even drive anywhere. They just wanted to feel what it was like to do all the windows by themselves, and it's always something silly that you don't expect. You might have to help them think of it though.
In the end, you know, when you look at all the activities and all the requests, you know, on behalf of the children, you realize that everything boils down to time and focus. I mean, that is the most beautiful gift that you can give to someone you love, to the people that you care most. Time and focus.
We used to say yes to everything.
We can be fun again.
Really?
Let's do this! Arriba!
Jennifer, so you are not only a star in this film, you're also a producer. What made you want to see this story on screen?
I was looking for something to do that was joyful and that reflected my experience as a mom with my kids getting a little bigger and still with a little one and the age differences between them, and just yeah, so it's actually very personal. It's a very personal story for me.
It's Yes Day! Who's ready for Yes Day?
Ellie wants to do your hair and makeup.
I have a vision.
Yes. I'm glad you're using your watercolor.
Everly, can you tell me about the character that you play and what she like?
She likes to be funny and sometimes disobey in a funny way, which is a lot like us.
So Julian, tell me about your dude.
Yeah, I play Nana Torres in the film, and he's like funny
fun, energetic, like exciting, and I relate to him in a lot of ways.
What do we do? One word, 2 letters, N-O?
What is it about this story and this project that connected with you most?
It's Jennifer Garner, to be honest. She's a very genuine, super considerate, nice person, and she's extremely optimistic. And every time I work with her, honestly, I feel like I'm a better person. I feel like I have a better attitude. When she said, hey, I want to do a movie called Yes Day, I was like, there's no way I can say no to that. And it was pretty amazing as I found out about it. You know, like the reason she wanted to do this is because she finds it very invigorating, very positive for her family, and she wanted to share that with the world.
This is gonna be awesome! George! You are going down!
See, I'm not always a fun killer.
There's no way you guys are gonna make it throughout the whole day.
I hear myself when I'm with the kids and I think, I wouldn't even hang out with me. If we want Yes Day to make a difference, we need to go all in. I need to win this gorilla for my kids.
You're going down, lady.
We did it! I want the gorilla!
Yes Day begins streaming on Netflix this week, so say yes to watching it with the family and adding a Yes Day to your weekly calendar.
Still to come.
What's the matter, Dad? Strange things going on around us.
We've already begun sharing some of our look at the father in this week's countdown. What's the technical difficulty of bringing the play to cinema? Get much more from the playwright turned film director behind the project.
What I didn't want to do was just to film a play.
Our sit down with Florian Zeller is next.
Orphans Promise is committed to loving and serving at-risk children, to helping keep families together, and to creating opportunities for strong and sustainable communities around the world. We're working in over 60 countries around the world, and with your help, we can do even more. There's an old African proverb I love that says, if you want to run fast, run alone. But if you want to run far, run together. At Orphans Promise, we want to run far so we can touch the lives of as many orphaned and vulnerable children as possible. But we don't want to go alone. We're out to change the world, one child, one family, one community at a time. Will you join us?
Number 3.
My singing voice has always been my guardian angel. Keeps me safe.
New snapshots from the National Geographic series Genius Aretha, capturing some of the Queen of Soul, Aretha Franklin's most iconic moments over the course of nearly 5 decades. The 4-night event begins March 21st.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much.
At number 2.
And the Grammy goes to...
The Grammy Awards are handed out Sunday. And Zach Williams could take home his 2nd award for Best Contemporary Christian Song. Tell me about this project, There Was Jesus, and to be nominated with, of all people, the legendary Dolly Parton.
Yeah, I mean, this is a special song for me. I mean, this is very much my story. If I think back to the last 20 years that it took me to get to where I'm at in my life.
There was Jesus.
For the Grammys in a year like this?
Honestly, I think it's awesome because I don't have to go out and buy a suit and get all dressed. I'm not the, it's so hard for me. I'm a big guy. I'm about 6'6", 240, so it ain't easy to go out and find clothes. I've always got to have them made when I go to some event. So this year I've got a link, you know, to kind of log into, and I guess if I just want to put on shorts and a nice jacket, nobody even knows.
Be sure to stick around for #1 in our countdown, coming up in just a little bit. Right now, we turn our attention to the latest project starring 83-year-old Sir Anthony Hopkins. He's bringing the work of writer and director Florian Zeller from the stage to the screen. The Father is a gripping story of a man struggling with aging and memory loss, and a daughter doing all she can to be a good caretaker. The man who gave birth to the story, Florian Zeller, is this week's Studio 5 sit-down.
Date of birth?
Friday, 31st of December, 1937.
You're living with your daughter at the moment?
Yes, until she goes to live in Paris.
No, Dad, why do you keep going on about Paris?
You told me.
No, I didn't.
I'm sorry, Anne, you told me the other day. Have you forgotten? She's forgotten. Paris. They don't even speak English there.
So, Florian, this was your play, and now it's your movie?
It's the story of a man losing his bearings. And I guess when I wrote the play 8 years ago, it was about, for me, to reconnect with my own personal experience, because I have been raised by my grandmother. And she was like my mother. I was living with her, and she started to suffer from dementia when I was 15.
Dad, I'd like you to meet Laura. How do you do, sir?
I say, you're gorgeous.
Thank you. I must say he's charming.
Yeah, not always.
It was not only about my own story, you know, it's that everyone has a grandmother, in a way, or everyone has a father. And everyone has, or will have to deal with this painful dilemma, which is, you know, what do you do with the people you love when they are starting to suffer from dementia? And I realized that there was something profoundly cathartic about it, meaning that just to remember that you are not just individuals like that, but just that we are part of something larger than ourselves.
Laura has come round to help you.
I don't need her or anyone else. I can manage very well on my own.
Everything all right?
Who are you?
Anthony, it's me, Paul.
Who?
I live here.
What is this nonsense? Anne?
It's me.
Ah, there she is.
Your father seemed a bit confused.
Something wrong?
Where's Anne?
Sorry?
Anne, where is she?
I'm here.
What's the technical difficulty of bringing the play to cinema?
The thing is that what I didn't want to do was just to film a play, because I think that's not very interesting. What I wanted to do is to do a film and to do what the cinema can do and what only the cinema can do. And my intuition is that I didn't want the Father to be a story, but I wanted the Father to be an experience. And so the idea was to put you, as a viewer, in this unique position, as if you were going through a labyrinth, questioning everything you are seeing, and experiencing what it could mean for yourself to not to know anymore what is the reality. And it was a very exciting process for me to find visual and cinematic ways to play with the feeling of disorientation. And you can play with all the pieces of that puzzle to make it work, to try to deal with all the contradictions in narrative, and in order to look for the meaning.
What's the matter, Dad?
Strange things going on around us.
Don't worry. Everything will sort itself out.
Saw it in his eyes, didn't know who I was. It was like I was a stranger to him.
Sir Anthony Hopkins, just amazing. What was it like to cast him and to direct him?
I wrote the script for him and with him in mind, because I had this conviction that he would be the greatest in it. And also because it was not about for him to do what he has already done. It was about trying to explore something else, a very emotional territory, fragility, vulnerability, and in a way, for him as an actor and also as a human being, it was about trying to connect with his own fears and with his own feeling of mortality. For us, it was really a wonderful process, and he was so generous as an actor with me and with the whole film.
I don't know what she's cooking up against me, but she's cooking something up.
What are you talking about, Dad?
I'm not leaving my flat! I am not leaving my flat! This really is my flat. Isn't it?
And Olivia Colman, she is, I mean, I have always adored her. As soon as you see her, you love her.
Yes.
And I knew that it was important for that film because it's not only the story of that man losing his bearings, it's also the story of his daughter facing this painful situation.
My daughter is of the opinion that I cannot manage on my own.
I'm so sorry about this.
Why? She understands perfectly.
Was there a specific reason or tug at you that made you want this to be where you make your debut?
I knew why I wanted to do it. And so to have this opportunity, thanks to Anthony and Olivia, to go to that place, it was something very special to me.
Why do you keep looking as if there's something wrong? Everything is fine.
I think she tries to do the best she can for you, Anthony.
Everything will be all right. I promise you.
There's something funny going on.
The Father is in theaters this week, May 12th to be exact. It comes on demand and streaming platforms later this month. We need to take a break right here, but before we do, this is a great time to share a story in pictures. Here's this week's Studio 5 Snapshot.
With the 63rd Grammy Awards airing this Sunday on CBS, we thought we'd take a look and share a few more of those who are up for the music honor, especially those we followed and hosted here on Studio 5 over the years. Many are already scheduled to appear on our show in the coming weeks, and some have already made multiple appearances. This look at this year's Grammy nominees is this week's Studio 5 Snapshot. Coming up next.
I'm going to give you a tour of the makeshift voiceover booth that I've been using at home.
Disney's newest princess.
That was awesome. Give me some show.
Cracks open the pages of her filmmaking diary for Studio 5.
As the world watches from the outside,
It's a big diplomatic tug-of-war here in the Middle East.
go inside the story with Jerusalem Dateline.
Israeli archaeologists are talking about a discovery that could change the thinking about the Temple Mount.
Join CBN Jerusalem Bureau Chief Chris Mitchell and get the biblical perspective on the events shaping the world.
What starts in Israel then ends up going to other places.
Watch Jerusalem Dateline, Friday night at 9:30 on the CBN News Channel.
Life. It's meant to be lived fully. Jesus said it. I came to give you life. Life to the fullest. Life in your family. Life in your finances. Life in your body, mind, and spirit. Life in your everyday. At CBN.com, we're taking what Jesus said seriously. We're here to help you discover life. Life. Live it fully. CBN.com.
And welcome back to Studio 5. It is being called the best Disney princess movie since Mulan. And as we've shared, Raya and the Last Dragon boasts some 400 creators working from home to bring this animated film to life. It also stars Disney's first Southeast Asian princess. And she's giving Studio 5 this look inside her diary.
Hi, I'm Kelly Marie Tran. I'm playing Raya in Raya and the Last Dragon, and these are my video diaries. I'm going to give you a tour of the makeshift voiceover booth that I've been using at home. So, here's the microphone. Recording from home has been really fun, but there's been some hard things, especially with having internet that's always freezing. It could be really frustrating when you're in the middle of a really good take, and then all of a sudden... Just kidding. That was awesome. Give me some show. Whoa. It looks so good.
I am so just inspired by how many people are working on this from home.
Our actors, including you, have been so gracious, letting us not only into their home, into their closets so that we can record together.
I'm about to watch the trailer for the first time. Okay. My name is Raya. I'm realizing that I might have always been a Disney kid. Exhibit A, Exhibit B, Exhibit C. So it's pretty crazy that now I get to be a Disney princess. That's pretty crazy. Today I'm at Walt Disney Animation Studios. This is actually where I auditioned, so it's crazy to be back here.
I'll always remember the first time that we met you, we did that recording, Kelly, because we had found the voice and the heart behind the character.
The best time, truly. Oh, I love you guys. You're getting a little too big for this, bud. I can't wait for you guys to see this.
That's Raya and the Last Dragon. It is in theaters right now, as well as streaming on Disney+. We have made it to the final headline in this week's countdown of the 5 big stories in uplifting entertainment. Here's what's finishing on top this week.
At number 1.
Amazing Grace.
Harry Connick Jr.'s roots are on display in his new album, Alone with My Faith. What pushed you or led you to recording a gospel album? I know that your tour was canceled. You find yourself at home alone with your studio instruments and no support. What made you decide that I'm going to use this time to write a gospel album?
Well, I grew up, in New Orleans, and I was really lucky to have a lot of friends who played gospel music. I played gospel music. I heard liturgical music my whole life growing up in the church, and I always wanted to make a gospel album. I wouldn't call this the gospel album I had thought about making, only because it's not a collection of spirituals that everybody knows. It's got some original songs, and quite honestly, some of the songs deal with struggling with faith as much as having faith. 'Twas grace that taught my heart to fear.
His oldest daughter directs this video, but Harry sang every note, played every instrument, and did all the arrangements for the album. Out next week.
I've never done an album where I was writing in real time of what I was going through.
With this Studio 5 Yes Day Challenge, I have to share some hometown eats as we say, celebrate Yes Day. And fortunately for me, I've actually got my favorite hometown eat in my hand. This is 17 Hands Coffee, and it's a butterscotch cappuccino with 3 shots of espresso. That's how I stay awake. And while I'm still awake, we're checking back in with the film stars Jennifer Garner and Edgar Ramirez.
Are you suffering from feeling tired or worn out during the day? Can you not turn off your brain at night? You are not alone. Hi, I'm Dr. Michael Bruce, the sleep doctor, and I've partnered with the Christian Broadcasting Network, and we're gonna bring you some unbelievable information that you can use tonight to get a better night's rest.
Wake up to your best life. Call 1-800-700-7000 or go to cbn.com to get your free copy of Protect Your Sleep today.
Nutrition, exercise, essential oils, weight loss, and more. It's Healthy Living with Lori Johnson.
Talk about what's in this.
Join CBN health reporter Lori Johnson to get the latest information from today's top health experts.
This is fantastic.
Find out what you need to know to live a healthier life. Watch Healthy Living, Tuesday night at 9:30.
Woohoo! Hi, Superbook fans. Here's something else you'll love. Whoa! It's the new Superbook Bible app. It's packed with games, activities, and Superbook episodes that you can watch for free. Oh no! There's trivia, a fun daily devotional, and answers to your Bible questions. Plus, an easy-to-understand Bible the whole family will enjoy. You can even create your own Superbook character. Ta-da! Whoa!
No super balls, man.
Sorry, pardon me. Sorry. Hey, Excuse me. Ouch!
Are you getting this?
Earn super points to win daily prizes, too. And so much more! Time to get back to my adventures. See you soon. It's the new Superbook Bible app. Free downloads on iTunes, Google Play, and Amazon.
Welcome back to Studio 5. This week's soundtrack will have you dancing wherever you are. It's courtesy of Jon Batiste, who you may know from A Late Show. Take a listen and see why I Need You is what's playing in my ear.
I love the way you're living, 'cause you're so genuine. You got something special, didn't you know? I just need you.
On that musical note, we are almost out of time for this edition of Studio 5. So let's fast forward just for a moment and see what's coming up right here next week.
And action. The Queen of Soul.
As just a fan of Aretha, I've listened to her music since I was little, and I was learning her music before I knew I was going to be doing anything like this.
Cynthia Erivo becomes Aretha Franklin in the National Geographic Limited series Genius Aretha, premiering next weekend.
And you learn those things and you just go, how did she become Aretha Franklin as we know her?
The idea that she was able to combine her music with activism is really special, and I don't know that people realize that she was an activist.
Cynthia sits down in Studio 5 and takes us behind the scenes of the massive production.
You got to disturb the peace when you can't get no peace.
That's why we celebrate her. She's the queen of soul. Your soul, mine, everybody's. She earned that crown.
I hope you'll join us for that story and so much more come next week. But before we say goodbye this week, we want to return to Yes Day and the stars, Jennifer Garner and Edgar Ramirez, for a final thought.
Kablowie, that whole entire, I want to say thousands of balloons.
30,000 water balloons were used in the making of the Kablowie scene. It was so much fun. It's ridiculous. Like, first thing in the morning, we would be freezing because we'd be wet. Then in the middle of the day, it would get hot. We'd dry out. We'd change clothes. And then we were just going at it. Everyone was soaked the whole week.
It was incredible. You know, we had so much fun. You know, we needed to really step up our game because most of the extras were real athletes, you know? So for Jennifer and I, that was a great challenge, and we had a lot of fun. You know, we did all our stunts, and then we had that beautiful scene.
Jennifer and Edgar, that is a great final word for this edition of Studio 5 and this week's look at uplifting entertainment. Until next time, I encourage you to make time to uplift someone around you, and then please come on back and see where Studio 5 takes you next week. Bye-bye. Thank you so much for watching.